cold. It's very cold in Georgia, but we're glad to be here today. And we're still talking on the topic forgiveness. That's what we're still talking on all through this November. And for the viewers, welcome to the show. We are very glad to have you. And today we'll be answering questions. I have a lot of questions coming up because of the topic we're talking about, forgiveness. I know we talked about forgiveness first week of November. We talk about forgiveness through accident and forgiveness in marriage, in relationship, parents, and children. We've been dealing with that. So I had a couple of questions coming in. So I'm going to be asking those questions. We'll give our opinion about it and answer the questions to my best of my knowledge. And also know that this is my opinion. It is not basic. It is not a final say. It is my personal opinion that I just want to share with the world. So don't base it on anything. If you love it, patronize it. So I have in the studio today a guest. We're just going to be discussing the question and give our own personal opinion about the question. I will answer it as best as I can. If it doesn't suit what you're expecting, just try it and see if it's going to work out for you. You never know what works. So I'm just going to go over talk about forgiveness again. Give an overview for those who are just joining us this week. I'm going to give an overview on forgiveness, what it is. From all the editions we'll be having, I said forgiveness is a deliberate, intentional decision you make to let go of the hurt or harm someone does to you. If the person qualifies for it or not, you just have to do it. And I also said that forgiveness is for you and not the person. You let go for your own benefits, for your health, for your happiness, and also for your own joy, so you can move on. Because forgiveness keeps you stuck in a place that you don't really want to be. Nobody wants to be stuck in the past. Everybody wants to move on. But there are some things that keeps you in a particular place that you think you're moving, but you're stuck. Forgiveness is one of them. So in this show, we've been deliberating about forgiveness. So that's the overview of forgiveness. We've had different testimony stories that has helped to show you the power of forgiveness. So today we're just going to answer the question for the time factor. I have here a guest that is here with me. So she's going to answer the question with me. If we go to my left now, we'll have her. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you? I'm excited to be a part of your conversation today. And
yes, ma'am. It's really Cheryl, right?
Yeah, Cheryl.
Cheryl. Her name is Cheryl. Cheryl just came to the studio, and we were just talking. Then she said, "Wow, she had experiences that I've had that align to what we're talking about."
Yes.
So we would just say, like, okay, what do you think about the question? But we're going to go over to the question. Her name is Cheryl, so people get to know her name, okay? So, we have the first question here. Let me go over the first question. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, that's the first question. Let's see how that goes. So the first question that we have here, would it be coming up on screen, the first question?
It's coming up.
Okay, so the first question we have here is, how do you deal with forgiveness when you are so hurt by people? It's I have a couple of questions. Let me just go over the different questions. The questions came in as a result of the past editions that we've had. When we talk about forgiveness by accident, forgiveness in marriage, relationship, and children to parents, parents to children. So that's where all of this question came from. So the first question today is, how do you deal with forgiveness when you are hurt by people constantly, like all the time? Ms. Cheryl, what would you say about that? Like answering the question for this person in particular. What would you say to the person?
Well, I would say the first thing that you would need to do is just kind of walk away.
Okay.
I know that seems, that sounds easier said than done, which it is, but you just kind of walk away from the incident, and you just have to, be in prayer. Try not to dwell on,
The issues.
As much as you can. But I know it just basically takes up all your headspace. Right. But then, I really feel like once you just kind of walk away for a little while and kind of think about it, and then come back and revisit, just, if it's just 24 hours a week, a day, a month, whatever you may need, you know. And then come back and revisit. And just, say in your heart and just, that you forgive them. Pick up the phone and just say, you know what, I forgive you. Right. Although I forgive you, doesn't always mean or necessarily mean that, that we're okay. Right. But I forgive you. Okay. And then you just kind of have to just kind of keep saying that over and over and over to yourself. Yes.
Yeah. For this question, to me, you will definitely see people who will hurt you, regardless. That's what makes you human. And for you, I know you've been hurt so many times for you to send this question. People will always hurt you, regardless of who they are or who you are. You just have to constantly forgive. The reason, also know the basics of forgiveness is for you, not for them. So don't look at it from their perspective. Look at it for your own happiness. You sleep better when you forgive. You are joyful when you forgive because you don't have bitterness inside of you. So you just have to keep forgiving. Make it a habit. It will be better. Make it a habit that you just forgive people, regardless of what they do. Yes. And don't, because you have forgiven them, always give them that same space that you occupied before, especially when you start seeing that they keep doing it. Don't give them that same space. Let them go, and you live your life and be happy, especially when there's a particular person that keep doing the same thing. Some people will keep doing it because they know you know how to forgive. So forgive them, let them go, and you keep it moving. That would be my own personal answer to that question. So we're going to go to the next question. The next question is, this one we're going to talk about it because it's more serious and is a real life situation. The second question is, my son was abused by a boyfriend, and as a result of that, my son has PTSD. How do I deal with that person? How do I forgive the person? Because I constantly see my child. For that, so what are you going to say about that? Because I know that's serious. That's serious.
That is serious. And honestly, I don't know what advice I could give for that.
Mother.
Because I know our kids, come first, before any and everything.
Right.
So, and I know you don't recommend anything criminal, so to speak, so you definitely have to keep, God first in the situation. So, but besides just forgiving, even though you feel like in your heart that you cannot forgive, if you have to make an affirmation,
right,
every single day, right, all day long,
That's true. Because for this woman, I really don't know what happened. They didn't give the scenarios of what went wrong or how everything went wrong. It takes two to tango. But for this situation, this is a real life issue that we have here. The child, you have to basically see the child every day. PTSD is real.
Yes.
So you see the child every day. So sometimes you may say, I've forgiven the person, and you see your child hurting. Mm-hmm. So it reminds you of the person. It reminds you of what that person did. Mm-hmm. So it becomes more painful.
Yes.
Because you're facing it every day.
You're right.
And now, you have, like you said, you have to constantly remind yourself and say, I forgive this person. Mm-hmm. Because the child is also looking at you, how you're going to react
Yes.
towards them.
So true. Yes.
So it's kind of when I got this question for a while, I just paused
Mm-hmm.
and I thought about it like, wow, this is serious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just looking at it from the perspective of forgiveness, like
Yes.
because forgiveness you let it go, but the situation is there looking at you.
Right. Yes.
So you have to deal with the situation. That's why I said, viewers, forgiveness is not healing. It's two different things. For that particular woman, you have to heal her so you can be strength for your child. Because your child needs you even more than the person who did that for right now. Your child needs all the support you can get to go through that. So you can't stay in unforgiveness at that time. Why? Because you're not doing yourself any good at that point for that mother. Because think about it. If the mother is still hurt by the reason of what the parents did,
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to help your child?
That's true. That's true. It's literally almost impossible.
Yeah, it's going to
Yes.
be like, but I know it's tough, easier than what we are saying right now.
Absolutely.
But if you are still keeping unforgiveness
Mm-hmm.
from that situation now that you have to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be positive. You're going to be aggressive without you even knowing
Yes.
to the child, because the child may do something that say words to you
Mm-hmm.
based on the situation the child is going through, and you may snap and
Yes.
think, you know what I mean?
I like
So
that. Yes.
it doesn't even help you in the situation.
That is so true.
As a mother, you have,
like that.
yeah, you have 4
Mhm.
children,
Mm-hmm.
according to what you said.
Right.
Though you're grown, that you have to deal with one. How? Because sometimes kids, they just do stuff that
Yeah, and they don't mean any harm, but they're just
They don't
they're
understand.
children, so they don't
Yeah.
understand. Yes.
they don't
Mhm.
really understand what's going on, that they can figure out, like, okay, this is not going to help me later
Right.
on.
Yes.
So for that parents to answer this question, you have to forgive and let go, because your child needs you more than ever. Secondly, forgiveness is not healing. You need to heal from the hurt and the damage that's done to you, because right now you're seeing the damage that's done to your child. Thirdly, only God can help you in that situation. You need God in that matter. So you need to seek the face of God on that situation to help you, first of all, so you can help your child. Because your child is depending on you. That's why you're the parent. So you need God to help you on that. So seeking God's face is very, 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 very vital. So please, for this question to be answered, first, forgive and let go. Take out time to heal. You have to heal, because that's the only way you can move on, because your condition is always present. Thirdly, you have to ask for God to help you, because He's the only one that can help you out. It's a tough situation, basically, because you see yourself every day. You see the situation every day. So you have to really handle it. Only God can really help you. What we can do is to say, this is how we tried it. This is how this person tried it. The counselor said this. The counselor said that. But at the end of the day, God needs to help you and give you a strategy that's going to work for you to help your child at the end of the day. For that one, like the scenario that I gave, I said, you may be having kind of a harsh attitude towards your child because you're still hurt. Because forgiveness, that's what it does, makes you bitter every time.
Yes.
You just can't imagine. Sometimes you don't even know how you act, because people around you are the one that knows.
Yes, and I mean, like you said, the least little thing can just trigger you. When you think you're good,
Mm-hmm.
you may see something or hear something that would just
Right.
trigger,
Mm-hmm.
that incident, and then you just fall apart. So I definitely agree with you when you say you just have to, first of all, just take care of yourself.
Right.
Take care of yourself first, get yourself together, your mind frame and everything, and then it'll help you, like you say, pray and fast. If you need to start exercising or whatever's
Something.
good for you to kind of.
Move on.
Mm-hmm.
It could.
Yes.
It could really help.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're saying in answering that question. So we will go to the next question. Okay. The next question that we have here is, okay. This one is another real life situation. some of these questions are so personal, and it's kind of like, let me read it to you. He said, I've had a bad divorce, and I paid a lot of sacrifice for the marriage to work out, and still it got bad. That hurt me really, really bad. How do I forgive such person? I just had to type out the question, though they gave different scenarios. They gave me, like, say more, but what the question is saying here is, the person did pay so much sacrifice to hold the marriage, to make the marriage work, but at the end of the day, it still got bad, and they got divorced. Now, the divorce changed her life. Divorce has a way of either making you go up or go down, or keep you in the sport. So because of that, she's angry, and she's asking me the question, how do you forgive such person? So we're going to talk about this. How do you forgive? I know divorce is hard. It's never anything anybody want to have. But in a situation where you know you did your best, and at the end of the day you still got divorced, how do you forgive that person? That's what the question is. How do you go about it?
You know, that is a good question. But I first feel like you go back and you, through your years, your time, you know, in your marriage, and you kind of outweigh the good with the bad.
Right.
You know, you think back on everything that you did, you know, to try and make everything right.
Right.
And then you have to say, you have to not beat yourself up. You know, acknowledge, I did what I was supposed to do. I did everything. You know, I prayed. I tried to have conversations. Let's talk about it.
Right.
You know, date again. You know, whatever the situation may have been, in that you tried to do everything within your power.
Right.
Then I say, although I know it's easier said than done,
right,
then you're good. You did what you were supposed to do and try to save your marriage, and just realize that, you know, it's not your fault. You know, it's not your fault, and you know.
So how do you now? Her life has changed because of it. Definitely, you have to be on your own. Take care of, if you have children, take care of the children yourself. You have to go through so many processes to get yourself together because of the divorce. Right now, you're so angry with a person. So how? Okay, the question the person's asking: how do I forgive such person?
It's tough, and I guess it goes back to from what we've been talking about thus far. You know, you just have to, like, if you have to fast and just pray and just forgive, whatever your way of forgiveness may be. However, you got to get to that point, you know. And if it's maybe, you know, even coming together, just, I don't even know if it's possible to even be friends if you do have children together.
Right, because
you got to make it right. You got to come to some type of happy medium where you guys can get along, especially for, you know, again, if there's kids involved.
Yeah, if you have children, so you have to try to. Any way you know you can make it work. You have to make it work.
And time heals everything, you know.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know, you just got to give it time. You don't know how. You can't see how right now. Right. But if you just give it time, it heals everything. You'll be all right. Just give it time.
Yeah. For this person, for this question, that's the third question that we're taking. It has already happened. What has already happened, you can change it. That's one. It's a very tough situation. It's hard, especially when you've done everything and it still went bad. People have different intentions. For you, you did or whatever you did for your intention. So don't worry about it. It's hard, but you still have to forgive the person. Forgive the person. Then when you forgive the person, heal up. Take our time to heal up. But you have to, if you have children, you still have to be friends to for your children. So your children can have access to the mother or the father, whoever it is. Forgive the person still and move on. One thing, don't stay in the situation. Don't beat yourself up so bad. Oh, I did everything to make it work and it didn't work. Now it's like the whole world is gone. No, the whole world is not gone. The whole world is not gone. you are still the one here. Dress yourself up. And brave up for your children if you have children.
Yes.
If there's anything else that will make you stand and want to live your life, if you have children, do that for your children. Focus on what works in your life. Focus on the thing that is good, so you can see the reason why you can live even better. Because if you want to focus on thinking about the past, it's going to weigh you down. And that's one thing it does. Thinking about the past is going to weigh you down, especially when you've done so much. Let it go. You've done it and that is past. So just let it go. Think about your children. If you don't have children, think about things around you that works, that you know you can find joy on. Think about those things and brace yourself up to move on. He or she is not the end of your life. No, it's not the end of your life. And always tell yourself, when somebody left you, tell yourself that you'll be better than the way the person left you.
Absolutely.
Don't be the way, don't, you keeping yourself there. Do you know what it does? When the person see you, the person will have every reason to say, it's good I left this person. But when you're better, when they see you better than the way they left you, they will have the regrets, not you at that time. So always make people who walk out of your life, make them have their own regret for doing that. Why? Because you made yourself better. Improve yourself. Make yourself better, that when the person sees you the next time, the person will know that I made a bad decision. Instead of you sitting up there and just killing yourself that, I did everything positive, I did everything to make this work, but still it didn't work. You had your fall at a point. You did something that the person didn't like eventually,
Right. Yes.
but the person couldn't handle it anymore, and the person said, okay, I can't do this anymore, because our strengths are different. Last week we talked about different strengths. Some people know how to forgive, some people don't know how to forgive. So you have to know the strength of different people. But at this point, for this person with this question about divorce, keep it moving.
Yes.
Raise yourself up, become better than the way you were before in that marriage. That's what you were supposed to do. Not stay there and be killing yourself about it. No. Brace yourself up. Forgive the person. Keep it moving. Become better. So anybody who left you, when they see you, they see a better person. And they will have to be dealing with whatever they have in their hearts. Okay, so that is for that question. Let's go to the other question. It said, okay, the fourth question, the person said, it's small on the screen. A person who I once loved, we had a situation that led me to a wheelchair. How do I forgive that person? These questions are so, when I saw them, I said, wow, this is serious. This is really serious.
That's definitely an alteration to your lifestyle.
A drastic change.
It is.
It's what are you going to say to that person? Wow. It's really, 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 really tough.
You know, I really don't know what, like you said, what the situation.
When as a sinner. Mm-hmm.
But hopefully it wasn't intentional.
It could be an accident too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And accidents do happen.
Right.
And a lot of times, it's for a reason. But we don't know that reason.
Right. Right.
And we become angry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess my advice would be,
Right.
Just to try and find the positive.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are still living, you still have breath in your body.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Little things may change, I get it, but you're still alive, and you can still move forward.
Right.
So as long as it was an accident, even if it wasn't an accident, just have to forgive.
Right.
It's like you said, you're killing yourself when you don't forgive.
Right.
You're not going to let it go. You're not going to forget it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're able to put one foot in front of the other and keep going forward.
Right, because that's the only way you are going to move forward.
Yes.
When I saw this question, I said, wow, this is serious. Mm-hmm. It's very serious. Because why? It is a change of life right now. Everything has changed. You are no longer independent. right now you have to depend on people to help you. So it's a 360 change. You still have to forgive the person, regardless of how everything is. It's bad. I get it. It's bad, and that's why you're asking the question. That's why you brought this question. So I'm gonna tell you what my opinion is gonna be in this for this question. It's serious. You want maybe it's a relationship because you didn't give a definite situation or scenario that happened. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe you got into a fight, and before you know, somebody got injured, and now the person is on a wheelchair. My advice to the person is you still have to forgive the person. And secondly, think about this. You know forgiving the person is not going to take you out of the wheelchair. It's not going to take you out. It's not going to take you out of the wheelchair. You just have to forgive the person. That's the only way. So you can see the lights still while you're sitting in that wheelchair. That's the only way. Because you've been in the wheelchair now, you have to think differently because you have to find a way to maneuver yourself to be a success even with that situation. There are some people, being in the wheelchair is what made them famous. When they were walking with their legs, nobody knew about them.
You're right.
But when they had a condition that made them disabled, that is what brought them to limelight. So in every situation, you have to see the light on it.
That's it.
You never know what God has to do. Sometimes some disadvantage is actually your advantage. So right now it has happened. Still forgive the person. Don't because now you're in a wheelchair, you don't want to forgive the person. No. No. You are not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. And you cannot make good success out of it if you're bitter. It is only when you become joyful, then you can have ideas of what you can do, even in your situation, to help somebody, or to even become better, to find something that you can do that will be a blessing to you and other people. We've heard of athletes that they're playing basketball. Now they're bruised. They can't play anymore.
Yes.
Now they're in a wheelchair or somewhere. Now they're famous because of their disability. So being disabled doesn't mean you shouldn't forgive. It's grievous, I know. It's very, very grievous. But you still have to forgive. That's what I would say to you. You still have to forgive the person. For yourself, even for your health. Right now you have health issues. Unforgiveness will give you sleepless night. Because you will still see the person. Looking at your situation, you're still going to think about the person. So just forgive. It will do you more good than harm. And secondly, allow God to come into your situation. When you deal with unforgiveness, God is not found there. You have to forgive so He can come heal your hurt, and see how He can make your life better, even in that situation. Being in the wheelchair is not an excuse not to forgive. No, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse in any way. So still forgive the person. Brace yourself. Something good can still come out in that wheelchair that you are. So see it from that light so you can move on, and you can even become an encouragement to someone who have worse situations. Because there are worse situations.
Yes.
There are other people, if you hear the story, that even if yours is bad, when you hear somebody else's story.
Yes. Sometimes you're like, wow, I thought my situation was bad.
Yes.
Yes. And, I'm sure they still have their limbs, You're still in your right mind.
Right.
There's so many things that you can still do. So
right.
You still have life. So yes.
So you still have to keep on moving and live. You still have breath and live and be better.
Yes. Because that bitterness will just pretty much put you in a grave sooner than later.
Yeah. It's even be faster because your health issues is going to be affected.
Yes.
And it can make you do what you're not supposed to do.
Yes.
That's how suicide thoughts coming, because it's part of it. You start getting bitter, you start seeing obstacles everywhere, you start seeing your limitations. Before you know, you don't have any reason to live anymore.
That's right.
So because now the situation has changed, depression, you have to fight it. Because right now the situation can cause depression. So you still have to even fight that. So let forgiveness go, so you can fight depression and bring out something good from that situation.
That's good.
There are some people who have legs. and they are not relevant. And there are some people disabled, they are more relevant in the society. So that's to tell you that it is not where you are, it's who you are. So make yourself of value even with that situation. Forgive the person, let the person go. Would it not be funny if the person who did that to you, or whatever caused it, or made that happen, see tomorrow that you're now a better person, a famous person that everybody knows. And you who have legs, and you who did that, nobody knows you.
That's right. That's right.
So you can imagine what would be the comeback. So
Absolutely.
if you see things that way, if you see things that way, you will brace yourself up.
Absolutely.
You will brace yourself up. Okay, let's go to the next question. Oh, these questions are so
These are good.
real life
Yes.
situation. The next question is, okay, I keep getting hurt over and over by the same person, and I keep forgiving the person. I'm getting bitter. Now, I'm getting bitter about the whole situation. What do I do? Or do I keep forgiving the person?
I think it's time to move on.
Okay.
Yes,
That's all right.
It's time to move on. It's time to forgive, and you need to forget that person.
Right.
You know, it's time to put them, in the wind, per se.
Yeah.
You know, forgive them, and yes, and don't deal with them anymore. I mean, you can't just keep giving people your heart, you
Right.
know, because they will begin to abuse it,
Mhm.
you know, and you're the only person that has total control over your life.
Right.
You know?
That's
So
very
if you want to
correct.
continue to,
Right.
Mm-hmm. have this,
Mm-hmm.
because you're in control.
Right. You can only control your emotions, so
Exactly.
you can't control somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you come to a point to where you're tired,
Mhm.
and you're tired of getting used and abused,
Mhm.
then do something about it.
Right.
And I think for this situation here, you can forgive this person,
Mhm.
but then they can no longer be a part of your life.
Right.
That will be mine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree with you with that. People think forgiveness is trusting the person again. No. You can forgive someone, but the person doesn't have a place in your life anymore. So for this person with this question that you just asked, if I get hurt by the same person and now I'm getting bitter about the whole situation, see, there are people who are toxic. If you have toxic people in your life, let them go. Why? Because the people who suffer the most are the people who did nothing to you. Who did something to you doesn't always get it back. When you get bitter, it's not towards the person who did that thing to you. It's the people who didn't do nothing to you. They are the one being affected by your bitterness.
Yes.
So always remember that. That's why you don't allow yourself to get to that point. For this person who sent this question, let the person go. Forgive the person. Let the person go. Forgiving somebody doesn't mean the person has to be in your life. No. Forgive. You can be friends if you want to. It may not be close friends, but it could be a friend that you can, hi, if we see, we can talk.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily I have to call you.
Right.
But when we see each other, we're not enemies. We're
Right.
just going to say hi and keep it moving.
That's right. Acknowledge each other, because
Right.
then if you don't, then you're back at that bitterness again, and you replay the whole scenarios
Right.
over and over and
You're
over
stuck
again.
at that point. Why? Because you're going back and forth.
Yes.
There's
yes.
no progress.
Mm-hmm.
You are not, okay, the person's here, you forgive again, you're down again.
Right.
Now you're picking up again, so you can't keep doing that to yourself.
No.
You can't keep doing that to yourself. If it's in a relationship, forgive the person, let the relationship go. That is not healthy.
First. Yes.
For your health, it's not healthy. And for you personally, your joy, it's not healthy for you. For the people around you, it's not even healthy. Why? Because you're going to be affecting people who did nothing to you, and you never know if that's the person that wants to help you.
Mm-hmm.
So now you block other people from seeing the real you,
That's right.
and because of what they know not of,
Mm-hmm.
and now you're suffering for what they did not do.
That's right.
So instead of you being that kind of relationship or friendship or whatever it is, a marriage, forgive the person and let the person go. It is better you get your joy and you're fulfilled in life than you being stuck somewhere thinking you're making progress, but you're just going in a circle. So for me, you asking me this question, I'm going to say, forgive the person and get out of that relationship, get out of that friendship, and keep it moving. Because that's not healthy for you. Forgiveness doesn't mean the person has the same space in your life. No. You can forgive the person and the person doesn't have privileges anymore. So that's what I'll say concerning that question. Okay, I think we have one last question that we can take. Okay, the last one that we have is that I've been hurt so many times that right now I have trust issues. I don't trust people anymore. Is it a bad thing or what do I do? Trust issues right now because you've been so hurt and now you don't believe people anymore.
I think it's a bad thing to get to that point
Right.
because you need
Right.
people in your life. You know,
Right.
you need relationships, but you don't need any type of relationship.
That's correct.
You know, so you have to be very careful. So I guess at this, you need to analyze or sit back and say, what type of people am I attracting?
Good. That's very good.
Because it sounds like you're in the wrong places.
Wow.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So as they say, you know, you the company that you keep.
Kid, right.
You know, you become.
Mm-hmm. That's very true.
So look deep inside on who you are.
Yes.
You know, what are your values? You know,
Good.
and then
That's self-appraisal there.
and then you can be. Then that will allow you to say, oh, I see
Right.
that person, those people, whomever, you know. Whatever they had going, that's not what I want. You know, you begin to see that everybody fits in the same
Box.
little box or bowl, you know,
Right.
whatever. You know, you need to get out of that.
Right.
You need to go search. You may need to change yourself because that's the type of company that
you attract.
that you attract.
Mhm.
So again, you may need to look deep inside and see, you know, what your values are, and you need to start making changes.
That's correct.
You know, within,
Yeah.
and then that will allow you to start attracting
The
you know,
right people.
Exactly. And then you won't deal with those same issues of trust over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's really bad. You have hurt yourself to the point that you no longer trust people. That is really a bad situation to be in. And you've allowed so many things that some people did to you to get to you. A ship doesn't get sink with the water around. It is what you allow inside. That's what's going to sink the ship. So you've allowed so many hurt, and some you have not really forgiven. That's why they carry a weight on you to get you to that point. You have to forgive people. Because from this question that you just asked, you don't forgive people. That's why you have a lot of weight. That you have trust issues. I know you can get hurt so bad that you don't even have to believe people, but for you to get to that extent, maybe you think forgiveness is accepting people back because that's why you've gotten to this point. No. It doesn't mean you have to forgive someone and allow the person back, as I said before. But if you're in this situation that you now have trust issues, that is a bad state to be. Because why? You need people to live. You need people to be with. You can't be an island. And you have to know people you trust regardless of whatever circumstance it is, whatever place it is. You will definitely work with people.
Yes.
And somehow, somewhere, you need to trust people to get some jobs done for you. But for this person, you have to change your mindset. First of all, you have to work on yourself. Because right now, you have issues with yourself, not really people. Right now. Think about yourself. Like what she said before. What kind of person are you attracting? What are your mindset? Because somehow, somewhere, it is the way you are. That's how you start attracting people.
That's right.
Sometimes we don't appraise ourselves and try to see how we inside before we start looking at other people.
That's right.
So when you finish doing that, because right now this is an issue for you, and you want to come out, that's why you're asking this question. And I'm so glad today that you're asking me this question. Think about yourself. Take out time to think about your values, what you want in life, how do you want to be. Then when you finish answering this question, they start looking at the people around you. Are they the kind of people that can give you this? If they are not, if they hurt you, forgive them, get them out of your life. And attract the right people for your vision. if they're not, you can't have people who don't have your kind of vision as friends. They're gonna be hurting the vision. Why? Because they don't know what you have,
That's right.
and they don't know where you're going.
Absolutely.
So they will do something contrary. So when you have the same mindset, you have the same drive, it's easier. Why? Because everybody has a focus where
Yes,
you're going.
Absolutely.
So for you, talk to yourself. Renew your mind. Check the people around you. And then, after you finish doing this, forgive everybody who hurts you. If you see people around you are not the kind of people that will help you, let all of them go. Sometimes it's not going to be pleasant, but let it go. Because you know what you're doing. Because why? Time is going to tell. Time is going to tell if the decision you make is right or the decision you're going to make is going to be wrong.
That's right.
But don't let people put you in the box that right now you have trust issues. You need people in your life, regardless. You need people in your job. You even need someone to employ you, or you need someone you will employ people. So if you're an employer, you need to trust your employees. So if you are the employee, your manager has to trust you to do the job. So you will definitely have one way or the other to find a way to trust people. So you have to think about yourself first. Fix yourself first, then you can start fixing out the other things that are outside. That's what I would say about
fix yourself first. That's
yeah.
right.
That's what I would say about this question about trust issue, that I'm having trust issue. Fix yourself first, then look the people around, then make a decision where you want to be. Check your values. Then after then you can see who you're gonna fizzle out and who stays and who goes. It is okay for some people to go off your life. It is very okay. And there's nothing wrong about that. It just depends on where you're going. So that will be the question, the answer for that question. So that's all we can take. I had other questions, but because of time, that's the question we can take for today. Maybe at the cost of another time, I could also bring out time to take questions. And also, viewers, if you have questions, you can email me your questions at dominionshow@yahoo.com. It's just easy. dominionshow@yahoo.com. You can email me your questions like this one did, and we'll make our time to answer the questions. And from there, you can hear what I have to say, like my opinion about it. And next week we'll still be on talking about forgiveness. November basically is going to be topic of forgiveness in different areas, and it's been beautiful today answering all these questions. I didn't know that it's going to really go this way, but it's beautiful. It's nice having these questions too, actually, and I'm happy that and Miss Cheryl can answer to the best of our knowledge.
Look, I am so excited to be here again. I really enjoyed the segment.
Right.
Maybe I'll be back again.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so it's been wonderful having her on the show and answering all the questions that came. There's the ones that we could take, the 5 that we could take because of time constraint. Thank you so much for those sending the questions, and it's a privilege to answer your questions. Thank you. I really appreciate that. So next week we'll be back on Dominion Show. And remember, I always ask this question: are you taking dominion over your life? It's something you should think about. It's something that you should personally have time to think about and see the things that you need to fix and the things that you need to adjust. So till I come your way the next time, always remember, the rest of your life is the best of your life. Thank you, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Yay!